Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, so I'm here to talk about some the events that have been going on in the game world these days, and what does it all mean, and what's actually really going on. Um, this morning, I saw a video by Alpha Mega Sin talking about a 10-year-old actress that was hired to kick everybody's ass at a new Smash Brothers Wii U tournament at a GameStop. And in light of other things that have been going on in the industry, people tend not to see exactly the big picture of what exactly is going on. And this kind of started my kind of attention to this whole topic. Kind of started when Destiny nerfed the loot cave. To me, all I saw was just a very expensive game, a $550 million or whatever game that wasn't in the spotlight that it thought it should be. It wasn't getting the attention it thought. And you have to figure, when a company's already, when they're already releasing what they think they lost due to lack of potential advertising in the past, you know that they've got contingencies set up for the future to keep them in the limelight, to keep the people talking about them, to keep IGN, to keep the top YouTubers talking about them, to keep them on the scene. So you plan something like an exploit like the loot cave, which everyone likes, so no one's going to bash it because people are given something. They're given, a cake, and then it's taken away from you. And then everybody gets upset, and it causes attention. So whether people get upset about the loot cave disappearing or not, what it did was it brought Destiny back into the public eye. When it was already, I think 2 or 3 weeks down the line by then, it was already losing the attention of, the mainstream, what was going on, and actually being really viral out there. And then the other day, on top of the whole, that whole loot cave event and planning, a nerf or planning to fix the game, it's not all about benefiting the player. It's not like, oh, we're going to hook the player up so they have better characters. No, it's so they stay in the limelight, or they bring attention to their product, which I think, that's kind of what Sony's plan was with the PS4 during the 2.0 patch. As many of you PS4 owners know, during the PS4 patch, the rest mode shut down. So how many of you actually knew there was a rest mode who have a PS4, and then how many don't have a PS4 know that there's a rest mode? A lot of people do now. In 2.0, the rest mode was disabled, so during the 2.0 patch, you try to put your system in rest mode, it wouldn't go out of rest mode, it was stuck in there. You basically had to hard power off your system. And that's a shitty move. It's making a lot of people hard power up their systems. So Sony knows that pretty much every person out there who put their system into rest mode has now had to hard power off their system. So we're going to see what happens if there's any repairs needed, if people are suffering, if any systems are actually breaking from hard powering. Are they trying to prove a point about hard powering? Does it have anything to do with hard powering off your system? No, but that's a side effect of that rest mode going out. What was their goal for disabling that rest mode? It wasn't an accident. But it wasn't necessarily to bring attention to the rest mode, to let all the people out there who they know who are or aren't using it by simply looking at who's online. Are they trying to bring attention to the fact that, hey, look, PS4 is a rest mode, pop it in rest mode when it's off. So with the 2.01 patch, they fixed the rest mode. Now more people are using it. So, everything has a plan behind it, and everything, especially in the business world where millions and millions of dollars at stake. We're the ones, like I said, we're the ones eating the cake, but who's baking it and who's selling it? If that analogy makes any sense at all. And that's just another reason why, why I collect retro games. These games aren't changing. What I remember, my events, that's what video games are becoming, events. My events, I can go back to these old events. Events like from World of Warcraft, I can't go back there. I can't go back to vanilla days of Ashara and request again with the active population of Warcraft. Sure, I can go to a private server, but video game events, they're a lot different than actual retro gaming. And and when I see things like a game that already gets a lot of popularity like Super Smash Bros. Wii U, and you see kind of hoaxes like this just to keep yourself in the public eye, you start to really question what is valid out there and what really is, the truth and what's kind of fiction. But sometimes it is about the fun. So you kind of look past those things and say, oh, well, Loot Cave was a lot of fun. Who cares about the fact that the game company was just trying to keep the game in the public eye? I mean, that's just the name of the business. But, the model's the same here on YouTube. People who wanted to stay popular, who wanted to get ahead, you got to get to the conventions. You got to get to the shows. You got to stay on the scene. You got to stay up to date. I went away for 2 years, 2011 and 12, half-assed on YouTube. After I was getting 300 to 400 views a video by the end of 2010, and that was just after a year and a half. And then I've been back a year, and I'm topping 100, 130 views. So a video. So even after a year being back of a 2-year hiatus, that just goes to show you how quickly anybody can just drop off the map. Yeah, well, that's just my discussion for the day, guys. Hope you had fun, and just feel free to chime in. Peace.